Okay, well, that video that you just saw was taking place outside of Los Angeles' City Hall on Saturday. It was an anti-vaccine rally that turned violent with at least one individual being stabbed and a reporter saying that they had been assaulted. There was a crowd of several hundred people, many holding American flags and signs calling for medical freedom. There was a few dozen counter protesters that had amassed as well. And at some point there was violence between them. So there was clashes caught on video. You might have seen it going around on social media. But if you saw the take from the police in the area, the LAPD said on Twitter that they were monitoring a protest at the south lawn of the LA City Hall, on scene to maintain order after a fight broke out. Yeah, they can sometimes jump in after the Proud Boys that are there get their shots in, but we're aware of one male that was stabbed and is being treated. No arrests have been made, but investigation is ongoing. You can see here a post by them on Instagram as well. And so what I wanted to talk to you about, Francesca, was it seems like, and you can see by the way in the Instagram post, they talk about Antifa, not about the anti-vaxxers, the Proud Boys, the right-wing provocateurs that come in to stab people and get away with it. And so it feels kind of like a Portland situation where the police are there, they're watching the right-wingers engage in violence, and then they do PR for the right-wing groups afterward, only identifying Antifa as being a part of it, regardless of how visible the other side was. The fact that individual members of it have been identified on social media, people who still haven't been arrested for participating in the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. Members or leaders of these organizations, the organization that went online to get them to there in the first place. The police are always there to make it just about Antifa. We've known that harassment of these drag shows is going to get worse and worse. The targeting is inevitably going to move to physical violence and that sort of thing, and it has. There's this event that was happening at Uprising Bakery and Cafe. It's in the Chicago suburbs. They've been the victim of a hate crime, an indisputable hate crime in this case, after having one of their events crashed by Proud Boys. The police thankfully did arrest 24-year-old Joseph Collins. He vandalized the bakery last Friday. He smashed windows, broke a door, and wrote hateful slogans on the bakery's walls. We want to show you a little bit of footage of somebody touring the damage with this clip. And at this point, they've got a photo of the guy who's alleged to have done it, so we can put this up. This is the Joseph Collins who decided to do this. He apparently traveled 62 miles or so to do this, so it was a high priority for him, which is fun. The owner of Uprising Cafe and Bakery, by the way, says she's canceling their planned drag show tonight after the vandalism. That's understandable. They're gonna have to repair. It's gonna be costly and time consuming and all that. Now, at this point, we don't know if Collins, the suspect, was involved in any particular group, although he did write "Christ is King" on the wall. Now that's a phrase that has been used by many people historically. Recently, the followers of Nick Fuentes, an out and out racist and anti-Semite, has been using that phrase. But as I said in the intro, this is the sort of thing that we've been waiting for. These sorts of events, very specifically, as well as the trans community in general, has been targeted on a daily basis by virtually everyone on the right. People like libs of TikTok, as well as right-wing politicians, Marjorie Greene and all that. They have been trying to goad their followers into doing these sorts of things. They're saying these people, but by the way, they don't understand anything about this. The drag shows aren't a trans thing, but like whatever, they're not gonna understand anything. They've been saying these people are trying to have sex with your kids, at the very least. Also, probably they wanna murder them. And the most extremes say that they wanna cannibalize them. That's what they've been saying for literally years. So what do you know? Someone's gonna drive 62 miles to smash up a place that happened to host one of these events. So, it's absolutely terrible, Woz, but we can't be surprised. This is the mission being acted out.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously the desired result. They want to drum up a bunch of controversy and hate And the goal, of course, being to distract from anything else that they could possibly ever be doing in their capacity as government officials. If you keep your eye on the ball as far as policy and bread and butter issues, what have you, then you don't have time to think about this trans stuff and leave your crib. But then you would notice that the GOP is doing absolutely nothing in the ways of making people's lives better. So, it's sort of a sleight of hand. It's hey, look over in that direction. Don't pay attention over here where we just do corporate givebacks and shovel as much wealth up to the top as we can. And you little people just, kill each other. Pay attention to those trans people, because somehow they're responsible for the conditions of your life that you find to be undesirable.